Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Repeat Ron. Today we are going to be playing some more Killing Floor 2 and we're going to be looking at the latest weapon that was just added in with this new beta. And that is the Gravity Imploder for the demo. This is the new DLC weapon, so you will have to pay for this weapon. I have just enabled cheats so that I can get it for free just to show it off here. And what it's capable of, you would not be able to get this round 1 because this is a tier 5 weapon for demo. And it is a really cool weapon. As you can see, it shoots out pretty much black holes that suck up everything near it. This also works for anything around the environment. I've shot this against like buildings and sucked bikes through walls and newspapers and all sorts of other stuff just around. It holds 6 rounds. As you can see, it kind of has these graduated sights. It does drop off quite a bit the longer range it goes, so you will have to aim it. But if you're used to playing demo, if you're used to using like their grenade launchers, it should be pretty instinctual for you to be able to do this. It does incredibly high damage with its primary fire. Its secondary fire fires out almost like a cannonball that then sucks everything in and stuns them. Very, very interesting weapon. And it's probably one of my favorite weapons that they've added recently. It's just so cool. So the Gravity Imploder can't upgrade because it is a tier 5 weapon. However, it's one of Demo's lightest high-end weapons, I guess, weighing 7. So you actually have a lot of options with this. It does make it so you could take something like the Seeker 6 or the Husk Cannon with this weapon. You could also go with reliable weapons like the Kaboom Stick or M16. Go with something with a bit more firepower like the Seal Squeal. Go with more defensive options with like the Pulverizer. You can use every weapon with this besides the rocket launcher and the 6-round grenade launcher, the M32 I believe. So for this weapon's stats, it has impact damage as well as explosive damage, just like pretty much all of Demo's weapons. So with its primary fire on impact, it will do 150 damage. And then with its explosion, it will deal another 350 damage. So this has a 3.75 meter radius for its primary fire as well. This weapon also can cause no self-harm damage, which is great. You cannot injure yourself with this weapon. With its secondary fire, it will do actually more damage on impact. It will do 200 damage on direct impact, but from the vortex and the stun, it will only do 1 damage. So the max you can do with that is just 201 damage, assuming you hit something and it gets sucked in. However, the suction ball, I guess, I'm not really sure what to call it. The alternative fire for this weapon has a larger radius at 4.5 meters. It also bounces, so it can be a little bit difficult to use in combination, but I believe that's what they kind of want you to do, is use this in combination with the secondary fire followed by the primary fire. I think that's kind of what they were going for. So far with this weapon, I've only tried a couple secondary options, being the Kaboom Stick, the M16, and the Seal Squeal. All of them seem to work just fine with the Gravity Imploder. I have no reason to think that the single-shot grenade launcher or C4 or the Husk Cannon wouldn't be a good option with this as well. You could argue that the Husk Cannon might actually be better because of its primary fire, where you can just spam fire it really quickly to hit things at a decent range and to potentially set off multiple nukes if you're at max level and have Destroyer of Worlds. That's perfectly fine. You could go with the most amount of damage that you could reasonably do to a single target, which would probably be using the Seal Squeal, I'd imagine. At least with this weight. You could go with C4 and have, some other weapon that you want to take as well. I believe you can also take the grenade pistol then and have a loadout using that, or go with something like a medic pistol or medic SMG if you wanted to heal up your team. There's a lot of options with this. I'm going to try the fragmentation rounds with the gun as well to see how big of a radius you can actually get with this black hole, because I'm pretty curious. I haven't tried using this yet. This does make your explosions susceptible to siren shots, though. You can't hit sirens as easy. However, you do get much wider reach with it. And honestly, I might take that over the resistance to siren rounds on certain maps. Especially any maps like this that are fairly open. because just a larger radius is generally better than siren resist, except for, you know, when a siren's on top of you, then it's not so much. But in any open map like this where you can just wait out the siren call, it's not that big a deal. And yeah, this is pretty easily hitting things out to much further reach than what I would think. So 50% larger area would give this almost 2 meters more of reach, going about 5.5 meters in total, which is quite a big reach. As you can see, you can actually kind of visualize how big 5.5-ish meters are when using this weapon. This might also be a better choice also to go with the single shot grenade launcher, because this weapon has a very large explosive radius of, I believe, 8.5 meters. So increasing that to another 50% would be great. However, keep in mind it is much easier to injure yourself with this weapon if you're using the fragmentation rounds. Alright, we got King Fleshpound as our boss. Let's see what this weapon can do against him. King Fleshpound in particular is pretty weak to explosives, and Demo usually doesn't have that much trouble with him, especially if you were going to go with the more defensive build and take something like the Pulverizer as your secondary, using the Gravity Imploder as your primary. As you can see, you can do quite a bit of damage to him. Keep in mind this is not on Hell on Earth, this is suicidal, so you won't be doing quite this much damage if you're going to solo this on Suicidal, or solo this on Hell on Earth. But it's still a pretty good estimate of the damage of this. I mean, you can see it's just taking out huge chunks of his health. And without me even really needing to do much besides just sort of spam fired at him.
Okay, Fleshpound it is.
Alright, there we go. And that was the King Fleshbound. Yeah, usually not that hard of a boss, especially for demo, since, like I said, you do bonus damage. But this weapon also works just fine against him. I don't really know what else to say about the Gravity Imploder. It's a really good gun. Headshots, I only got 10, so as you can see, not the greatest weapon for getting headshots with, albeit I really wasn't trying to hit headshots with it. Oh, and one of those came from the M79 anyway, so I only got 9 with the Gravity Imploder. But incredibly powerful weapon, an incredibly fun weapon, and just all around really good. I think it can fit into a lot of demo builds, a lot of demo loadouts, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy it if they choose to buy it. Or if, you know, your friend has it and you're going to play with them. So, yeah, very interesting weapon. I enjoyed it. And thanks everybody for coming out and watching this video. I really do appreciate that. Tell me your thoughts on the Gravity Imploder and the new HRG Beluga Beat as well. I just made a video on that. So tell me what you think of these new weapons. I think that they're pretty cool. I think that they're actually pretty strong. They're pretty all-around good weapons that you will probably see quite often. If you're new here, be sure that you're subscribed. That way you get to see new videos whenever I put them out. And thanks everybody for coming here and watching. I really enjoy it. So thanks everybody for coming out and watching this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to all of you guys next time. Till then, stay cool, and bye!